Okay, so you've probably sweat to it, but have you ever actually listened to it? Today we're diving right into this explainer with a surprisingly deep textual analysis of the auto-generated background lyrics from three highly popular Train with Gainsby Brains ab workouts. We're looking specifically at the 10-minute daily, the 30-minute intense, and the 5-minute hardest workout. And honestly, what we found when we actually read the lyrics pushing people through these routines is, well, it's nothing short of a modern tragedy.
I mean, just listen to these words. You're breaking me. You're breaking me. Just let that heavy, agonizing repetition hang in the air for a second. It literally sounds like the climax of a heart-wrenching film, right? Like the exact moment a protagonist finally shatters under the weight of an unrequited love or some devastating betrayal.
But here's the wild juxtaposition. These tragic words, they aren't poetry being read in some dim cafe. They aren't from a devastating heartbreak at all. No. This is the literal soundtrack pushing viewers through the grueling opening minutes of a 10-minute daily core routine. Picture it. You are down on your yoga mat, trying to survive, and the music is just crying out about a broken soul. It's absolutely fascinating.
Let's break this down. Stage 1, the breaking point.
To really wrap our heads around this, we've got to map this emotional breakdown directly to the physical shock of starting an intense workout. It's basically a thematic hero's journey written in sweat and synthesized vocals. Think about the physical act of those first few ab crunches. That cyclical motif we just heard, you're breaking me, it perfectly symbolizes the repetitive, agonizing physical reps required in the early minutes of a workout. The lyrical repetition is literally mirroring the physical repetition. The music is telling your brain exactly what your central nervous system is feeling right then: shock, repetition, and a profound sense of being broken down.
So the 10-minute routine drops the user into an initial state of profound detachment. The lyrics start singing about how some days you feel made another day, and then literally describe floating through space before pivoting to this highly specific, sweaty my ladies. The lyrical narrative is totally disorienting. You're broken, you're floating, you're completely untethered from reality, which, let's be honest, is exactly how those first few agonizing minutes of a core workout actually feel.
Moving on to Stage 2, Defiant Endurance. Now, as we shift our focus over to the 30-minute workout, the tone completely flips from despair to this gritty, stubborn endurance. Suddenly, the soundtrack drops in some high-stakes drama. Lipstick on your collar, you say she's just a friend. The lyrical theme of romantic betrayal is acting as a literal emotional fuel source. You aren't just doing sit-ups anymore. No, you are powering through a 30-minute grind, fueled by the righteous anger of someone who has been deeply, deeply wronged.
And the tempo, the lyrics, they absolutely refuse to back down. I don't need to deny the heart and the lies. This rapid-fire lyrical assault perfectly mimics your elevated heart rate. It's pushing you. The voice in the music isn't broken anymore. It's confronting the lies head-on, just exactly as you are confronting the physical burn.
And it gets incredibly specific, too. Get a load of this line from the 30-minute track. I won't make it easy for you. Now you got 2 minutes of my time. It so brilliantly anchors the endurance theme. It's a defiant push-through right midway through the routine. The singer won't make it easy for their betrayer, and the workout definitely won't make it easy for your core. But you are both holding the line.
Now, you'd probably expect the longest workout to have the darkest lyrics, right? Makes sense. But actually, scratch that. The data tells a completely different story. The 30-minute intense workout relies on defiant power. I don't really break too easily. Meanwhile, the shortest routine, the 5-minute hardest workout, relies on extreme darkness and pain to push the viewer, using haunting lyrics like "I'm cold inside." It turns out it takes a much darker psychological push to survive 5 minutes of absolute maximum intensity than it does to pace yourself for 30. Who knew?
Which brings us to Stage 3, Finding Paradise. Moving out of the gritty middle of our endurance run, we step into the euphoric escapism found heavily in that 5-minute routine. Remember that extreme darkness we just talked about? Well, the 5-minute track begins in a genuinely chilling place. Shadows dance in the distance. I'm cold inside. Help me find what I'm missing. It's using this profound, almost existential darkness to initially shock your central nervous system straight into action. It forces this intense sense of urgency.
So the crucial takeaway here is how this maps the emotional arc directly onto the physical stages of the hardest workout you can do. Step 1, the physical burn sets in, perfectly mirrored by the line, "When there's complications, you leave me." Step 2, the muscle fatigue absolutely peaks, mirrored by the defiant, "I'm not going to play." And finally, Step 3, that sweet endorphin rush kicks in, mirrored by the lyrical goal to finally find paradise. 1,000.
The number 1000 basically becomes a powerful mantra during the climax of this 5-minute routine. The lyrics constantly repeat that there are 1,000 miles between me and paradise. It really emphasizes the perceived, agonizing distance between the pain of your current repetition and the glorious, glorious relief of the finish line.
And this all builds toward a totally euphoric end. The lyrics shift entirely from heartbreak to high-level motivation. We're all scared to fly. Learn to be brave. Close your eyes, find paradise. The music is literally pushing the listener to conquer their physical fears. It equates the end of the set, that amazing moment you can finally collapse onto the mat, to reaching a literal paradise. The emotional journey is complete.
And finally, we hit the final rep. This is it. This is the moment where the emotional explosion of the text perfectly aligns with those final, burning, physical reps of the workout. I'm a wildcat baby, break my heart, give me all you got. You're screaming pure defiance at a broken heart, fully embracing the pain just to fuel the single hardest abdominal rep of your entire day. You are literally using lyrical agony as a pre-workout supplement.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought. Next time you're on the mat, and those auto-generated lyrics start singing about shadows and betrayals, ask yourself, when the workout gets really, really tough, are we just pushing through physical pain, or are we secretly using the rhythm to outrun our emotional ghosts? It's a fascinating, surprisingly poetic intersection between physical endurance and emotional escapism, hiding right there in the background noise of your daily sweat. Keep pushing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.